What is up, guys? It is Robert of Movies with Me, and welcome to the Valerian and a City of 1,000 Planets movie review. God, that's a lot of words for a title. It's directed by Luc Besson. Oh man, I know a lot of people are gonna hate me for that because he made The Fifth Element, but I'm pretty sure his name is Luc Besson. And it stars Dane DeHaan. Damn! Literally, his name rhymes. Dane DeHaan or Dane DeHaan. It's Dane DeHaan and Cara Delevingne. Now I was looking forward to this movie. I really was. I love my sci-fi stuff. I think sci-fi is some of the best things you can watch in a movie. Anything fantasy like, I love it, you know? So this movie, I was expecting for that. Just for some fun, pretty damn cool fantasy action with some cool characters. And you get that somewhat, but it's not as much as I would like. So in this movie, you're introduced to Valerian and his partner, Laureline. Yeah, Laureline, which is played by Cara Delevingne. Oh, again, another rhyming thing. What the hell? There won't be any spoilers in this movie review, and I'm not really going to tell you the story or even some of the plot, just because it wasn't really in the trailers that I saw, and so I don't want to give that to you. It's just kind of a part of it. But basically, they go on an adventure for a reason, because of this one species that Valerian comes in contact with in a certain sort of way. Yeah, it's definitely vague, but once you see the movie, if you do see the movie, you'll understand what I mean. And then Valerian and Laureline go on an adventure to help out this species, these other species that Valerian has come in contact with. So the first thing right off the bat that I really like about this movie is how it looks. There's a lot of great looking CGI. There's a lot of great looking costumes, and every single enemy, you hear me, enemy, just alien design looks really unique from one another, which is very cool to see, you know? I like sci-fi that can have different types of alien races and actually look good while also being different, you know? Because not every alien design can be different, but if you look stupid, you look stupid. But no, it looks pretty cool, these alien designs. Valerian and Laureline also are kind of in a relationship in a way. There's some sudden questions in this movie that I was like, really? How long they been together? Like, I think you know what I'm saying. It's like this whole thing he's talking about, oh, will you marry me? And I'm like, well, how long have they been together? Because I don't remember them saying it. So it's like he just popped the question randomly to me as just a viewer. Is like, damn, that was quick. It's only been 10 minutes. You're already asking to marry her? Okay, all right. But obviously that goes along throughout the whole movie, and those sort of aspects were fine, but I didn't think they were great. The down points for this movie are pretty long, are pretty big, and that's my biggest issue with this movie, is that it's not very exciting. There's a lot of parts in this movie where it's about that species, and to me they're uninteresting. They're not very likable. There's nothing really about them that I'm like, yeah, they're cool. I mean, they got a cool design, but it's like, they're kind of whatever to me. I don't really care for them. Over Laureline and Valerian are like the captain and stuff, and they have their own sort of like side story that I don't really care for. I didn't think they were interesting either. The only interesting people were Laureline, Valerian. I guess you could see some of the aliens, I guess, but they're not really like characters in the movie. They're just there for a few scenes, you know? And like, also, there's one Bubble, which is Rihanna. She actually was pretty interesting as what she was able to do. But other than that, all these other characters were kind of boring. And actually, sometimes Valerian and Laureline were kind of boring themselves. Their dialogue at times in this movie was very monotone for something bad's happening. Like, there was one part where Valerian was in trouble, and Laureline's like, "Are you okay?" No, that's even stretching. He's like, "Are you okay, Valerian? Valerian, talk to me. Valerian, talk to me. Valerian, talk to me." It's like to me, he's in trouble. Why wouldn't you be, "Valerian, are you okay? Like, you know, panicking more. You know, not necessarily to that extent, but have a little oomph in your voice. Like, to me, it was just total, just Valerian. Not Valerian. I don't know. It's just a little bit of a difference. It makes up for that. And to me, it was just weird because there were a good amount of points where it's like, there's obviously something bad happening on screen, but the actors are just kind of whatever. They're like, who cares, man? We're Laureline and Valerian. And so in terms of that, there was not a lot of danger. There was no intensity in what they were doing because they would kick ass, yes, and it was awesome, some of those scenes, but then they would just talk in this monotone voice at times. They did get better over time. They did start to use some more emotion, which is funny that all of a sudden they started to use more emotion. But there was a good amount of times where they didn't. There are some really cool moments in this movie where there's like a big action scene between Laureline and Valerian and these other alien creatures, and it's really exciting. However, it then goes back to some of these side stories with these captain and stuff that I don't care for, and the species that's pretty uninteresting. The world itself is very well realized because there's a lot of very cool new technology that I've obviously never heard of because it doesn't exist. But there's stuff like almost looks like VR, and it's super cool, and I love the way they presented it. To me, you had some good action with two pretty good characters, but the dialogue bogs it down a bit, and some of the side stories aren't very good. Overall, I'm going to give Valerian in the City of a Thousand Planets a 6.5 out of 10. It's a very okay film. I did enjoy a lot of it. I was going to give this a 7. And I thought more about it. I'm like, but there's a good amount of points that are pretty meh, and you can kind of get bored. Like, there's a lot of slow points in this movie that just are maybe actually moving along the plot, but it's just kind of dull. I do like the alien creatures. I do like a lot of the action of it. I do like the tech and the design of the world and all that. But some of the story elements just weren't very good, and especially a lot of the characters were pretty boring. So yeah, guys, did you see Valerian? Did you like it? Did you not like it? Let me know down in the comments below, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.